Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our podcast. You come here to chill with us every week, and we thank you. This week, all political. You don't want to miss it. It's a rundown of the Nigerian political scene. You kindly tune in. Thank you for coming back. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. Peace out.
Hey, hey, hey. Hello, boys and girls. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chill Sisters
Hello.
podcast. My name is Rashida.
And I'm your sister, Adu. I'll be recording live, sadly, but
What?
sadly, but
Sadly.
but what, Rashida? See how happy you are.
No, stop it. Now, I'm not happy. You know
Rashida,
what
thank
we
God,
went
if to
through.
say if you are happy, you are happy. See you giggling like say it's your wedding day. I'll be recording
You know
live
what
from
we went through
Abuja,
before we got
Nigeria.
this internet to connect. How can I be happy
Like
about that?
for the past 30 minutes, I was like, Rashida, maybe you were the one that was waiting for me to come back to Nigeria. You will face the consequences of your action.
I regret that
Hi.
decision. No,
We've been juggling between 3 network operators. Nothing.
that's
Oh my
horrible.
God.
Sorry,
It's
uses, but I can't relate.
tell me about it.
The only thing I can relate is being frustrated, waiting for you to
That's why
connect.
you want to see. We will be frustrated together. You can't relate, but you relate now in real time. No,
God.
I don't
Yes.
know. We'll manage. Sha.
We have to manage. You sis, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm fine. Came back.
Mm.
Was jet lag for like 3 days.
Ooh,
You can't cheat nature, Rashida.
you can't.
My sleeping pattern was just upside down.
Ooh.
Like, can you get over it? You know where I am. So let's just
I
adapt.
need to get back to life.
Like, what else? Okay, the weather has been good in Abuja. It didn't rain as much,
Okay.
but the weather has been fine. Yeah, it
Oh.
gets really chilly at night. I love that. What else? Well, I tried to do some post-production work, that's editing for you.
Mhm.
What else? What else? My week trying to capture my. What did I do, Rashida? Oh, I did my copying. I went for my copying session.
Ooh,
I was
that's nice.
anticipating it, right? Yeah. I was
I've
really
never
excited
had
about
one.
that. So I think
It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I've never had.
it's something you should do.
Yeah.
It's something you should do. I would advise anybody, if you're a Muslim, you know the
Mm.
importance of copying. So,
What's the other name they call it?
hijama.
Hijama. Hijama. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that. I'm really
Mm.
excited. I was happy I did it. Yeah. What else? I think that's the highlight of my week. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I'm feeling good. Save for the light issue, comes, goes. The Nigerian factor, sha.
The Nigeria factor.
But everything is set.
All the
Alhamdulillah.
things that says I'm a Nigerian without saying I'm a Nigerian.
All the things that you've been waiting for me to be complaining about. In 1 week, I've complained it to Rashida, so she knows. She said,
No.
"Oh God." I said, "No, it's a lie. There's nothing like oh God. You were waiting for me."
No, but the sad thing about this thing is that we are trying to normalize it, and it's not normal. We're trying to say,
But
oh,
it's
this
normal
not
now.
like, is it
Okay,
normal?
in the next 2 weeks now, I'll just be talking about it like a normal thing.
That's sad. It's
Because
just that we
it's
Nigerians,
sad now.
we
The
just
whole Nigerian situation is sad. When you think about it, every aspect of it is sad.
we
right?
just accept
So yesterday,
suffering, accept it as normal day of life.
Bello Galadanchi, I'm sure you follow him.
Yes, I do.
I think his 3 previous videos where his sketch for that video was how Nigerians adapt to everything. They
I think
adjust,
that's
and
one of our
it's
biggest
sadly
problem.
true.
Yeah.
You put Nigerians through everything, they will adjust.
Yeah.
There's nothing that will not adjust. In my life, I never thought Nigerians will buy fuel for 600 naira. I'm sure when you tell Nigerians 2020 that by 2024 you'll be buying fuel for 900 naira, nobody will believe you.
Yeah.
They'll tell you the country will turn upside down. Nobody, right? So we have that. When you tell Nigerians that 2024 the exchange rate to a dollar will be 1,705 naira, nobody will believe, right? So many things.
Yeah.
And these two things sadly affect every other aspect of the Nigerian economy, the dollar and fuel. Once the dollar rises, every other thing goes up. Once the fuel price goes up, every other thing. So double wahala for dead body. That's what is happening to Nigeria.
That's so sad.
It's really, really sad.
You see, where
Really
you
sad.
traveled, we didn't talk about Nigeria problem. I think you should travel more, because I take back all I said.
It's a
Like,
lie.
I don't
You're
want to
not going.
hear it.
No.
For the sake of my mental health, please. I really don't want to.
And do you know the sad part of it, Rashida, about this fuel thing? Nigerians are having to wake up very early in the morning to go and get that fuel at that price. So make it make sense to me.
Can you imagine? It's not as if
Why will you be buying
oh
fuel
no,
around
stop it.
897 to 900 naira and it's still not available?
Oh
You have to wake
no.
up very early in the morning to queue up and buy it.
No.
Slavery no do pass this one.
What are we saying? Like, you mean you cannot just
Be
drive
blowing English there. She said, what are you saying?
No, make
Going
it
Queen's English.
seriously, make it make sense. Like, you mean you have to still go and queue up. You cannot just drive into a petrol
Rashida,
station and get.
let me remind you about this quote. They said, if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand it, the person did not explain Nigeria to you.
Oh yeah.
You're not meant to understand it. It doesn't make sense.
So there's no need for me to break it down. So it's the way we said it is that don't even there's no mathematics to it. You can't get it. There's no solution. This is it. And oh no, this is wow.
I saw something yesterday is about, Argentina, the country Argentina has been going down. Their economy has been going down for a while. They have like the worst. You're talking about inflation numbers that are unbelievable. The living conditions is worse than any other country. So they had this new president, right? Their new president, my goodness. They had the elections in December.
Okay.
Don't forget, our president was sworn in May.
Yeah.
So there's 7 months in between them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Argentina had it worse than Nigeria. But as I'm talking to you yesterday, they said rent prices dropped by 40% as President Milei boosts Argentina's property supply by 170% in 1 year.
That's impressive.
And we have some useless people here. Trust the process. Your president will come out and he's telling you, progress is like childbirth. The woman has to go through pain. So
the same thing was
that we have to go through the pain.
This was the same thing
the labor never finish.
No.
The woman go die.
This was the same thing that your former president said. They said, oh, it's just 4 years. Give him another 4 years. 8 years came and 8 years passed. They said, your northerners said, no, we should trust him. They were even supporting him. They were saying that after every suffering, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. There will be enjoyment.
And let me tell you some of the things that the Argentinian president did, Rashida. Some of the things, because we can't go through all of them. When he came in, he sold the presidential jet and started flying commercial airline like everybody. He scrapped out almost 10 or more ministries. Your own president added all of this to cut down cost of government, and he was able to bring down inflation drastically. I made a mistake. He resumed office in November. It's not even a year.
It's not even up to a year.
But your own is buying presidential jet. They say, you want your president fly? He bought a yacht. He bought a new. How many billion did they spend for presidential vehicles?
No, you know what? Thinking about this, I just realized that Nigeria government, people in power, people in government, they know what to do, but they will not do it. The thing is that they are not patriotic people, so they don't have this fight. Yeah, they don't have this fight for like, I want Nigeria to be better. They all go there with one aim, and is to make themselves and their family and their generation to come rich. So when you go with that mindset and you go with that mentality, there's nothing anybody can tell you. And you see people justifying it. This administration will favor me and my family.
You see Nigerian mindset. It will favor me. Okay, let's see now. It will favor you as in how? Are you going to a different market? Or do they have a different market for people that the administration will favor?
No, what they mean by that that is that
they'll be in the good books.
They'll be in the good books, and where the government is being corrupt, their
They
own
will have
family
the
will be.
connection.
So that mentality just shows that you too, you are part of a corrupt system and you don't even care what other people are going through. If you're part of that corrupt system, you're fine. Every other person can go to hell.
That's the part that vexes me. I think I've mentioned it once. We have this WhatsApp group for our university classmates.
Yeah.
During Buhari's time, there's this particular guy, Rashida. Oh my God. He made a lot of our classmates leave the platform.
Yeah.
Because it's argument upon argument. Do you know cult mentality, obsession? There's nothing Buhari cannot do wrong. It's other people. That's how do you argue.
That was what affected the last administration.
He's in Bauchi unemployed.
Hey God.
Yes, no.
Yes.
He's in Bauchi unemployed though.
No, you know, the problem we had with the last administration was because the former president was a northerner, every northerner, because I remember every northerner, the older people, our parents, they all supported him, they all liked him, they all had this mentality that, okay, we are suffering now, and after we finish suffering, you see the parents arguing with the children, saying that, no, it's Buhari, he's our Messiah, he has come. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, still it was still the same thing.
Do you know why?
It was at the 8th year that they started reality sucking.
Thank God, Sha. I know how many people I've argued with because of Buhari, because they feel I'm not northern enough. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
From the first year, I say, Kai.
You see, let me tell you something.
That's how we go.
You know, somebody told me. You know what somebody told me? I kid you not. This person looked me in the eyes and told me that I'm abroad, that I should face my abroad and leave them. That it's working. Straight up, they told me since that day. I said,
you're abroad. Nigeria is not your country.
No, Nigeria is not my country. She said I should face my abroad. That me, what do I know? Am I not abroad? That why am I drinking Panadol for people living in Nigeria? Since that day, I said, okay,
imagine,
no worries, I get you. Let me enjoy my abroad. So that's why I keep saying I can't relate, because
can you even enjoy your abroad? No. See, we joke and everything. Nigeria follows you wherever you go.
Of course.
As so long as you have family members here, you have friends here, Nigeria will affect you. It will not be as bad as we live in Nigeria, but it must. If you have an atom of humanity or empathy in you, Nigeria must affect you.
Definitely.
It must affect you. So the one that pay me, they have thousands of aides, right? They give peanuts to unemployed youths to be fighting on social media. I get it. If it's your work, you have been paid to defend the administration.
Yeah.
But you are suffering. You will in the hopes of thinking that you get close to the power. You will never get close to them. You are just wasting your data and airtime, and you will suffer too. So what's the point? He's not stealing. Which one is worse? You supervising people that are cleaning this country dry, or only you stealing? Is it not better only you steal and you stop other people from stealing? Buhari was just nonchalant. I have told them to. I've given directives for them to. Okay, if it was your household and you told somebody to do something, are you not going to check back to see whether or not they've done it? Of course, now you will see they've
gone through with it. Of course.
Do you understand? You just on to the next one.
Yeah.
Nobody suffer past poor people during Buhari's time, and now them keep themselves on top Buhari.
Yeah. No, it's
Buhari will come and lock all the rich people.
That was what we thought initially. That was what we thought initially. We thought that he was going to come.
Go back and think about it, and start locking people left, right, and
no, not even locking people up and down. We thought that initially. I'm not saying he's not a man of integrity. That's not where I'm coming from. But what we're saying, we thought that his integrity was to the extent that he was going to put competent people in the right positions, people that knew what they were doing, not like going through sentiment and taking a friend of a friend. And that was what we thought was going to happen.
Me, I disagree with you.
Disagree? What did you disagree?
You said he's a man of integrity.
That was what they painted.
You say he's a man of integrity.
That was the picture we got.
No, we know but what did we see?
It's the picture he painted, because I can remember, I can never. Oh God, when God wants to catch people, this is how he will catch people. When Buhari is.
That would be my next point. But before I go further, let me define integrity. Oxford Dictionary defined integrity as one, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principle.
That was
Number
what
two,
we saw
the
in
state of
him
being
now.
whole.
What are you arguing with me? If you look at,
I didn't see that.
if you look at Buhari, did you see that he was like a calm, quiet, integrity person, family orientated?
You see, that's the problem. She said calm, quiet. That's not integrity. It says integrity is state of being honest and having strong moral principle that you refuse to change.
Okay,
right?
that you refuse to change.
So
I hear that.
You said you saw how, what did you see?
No, now, you know that
What
us,
did you see?
we are young people. We are the youths of Nigeria. We don't
I'm
know.
I'm not saying prior to his election. No. I'm saying when he assumed power. All that beliefs, we now saw that it's a lie.
Me, I'm even talking prior
Buhari.
to. I think I went. I said, what
then you are right.
No,
Then
I'm
you are
talking
right.
prior.
No,
Not during
his presidency.
No,
That's why I'm
during
saying no. I disagree.
No. During his presidency, everybody saw premium shege. Prior, do you know we were? Have I ever told you the
Rashida,
story of how we
we're
went to
among
camp during his this thing? We went with
Which camp?
We did picnic.
I was among.
You were among what? See, let's just take our loss.
Tokyo, you did picnic for what?
We prayed. We cooked our food. We took drinks. We did picnic. We went with our mats. We sat down there from morning to evening. We waited till everybody had voted. We closed the house. Everybody.
Oh, Rashida.
I can never forget that
during that election. During that election, I was carrying my pen and booklet, writing number of votes. They must not cheat Buhari.
I want to cry.
I'm telling you.
He did us dirty.
Vividly.
He did us dirty. You know what? This is exactly. Do you know what? Let me sum this thing up. You know, this is exactly what they call a scam, a organized scam.
I'm happy Buhari became president of Nigeria. Kinsa Minsa.
Why?
If not, like you used one word, you said the Messiah, and that's exactly how the northern people saw him, as a Messiah. So if not, this man ran 3 times. God said, no, I know what this one will come and do. First time. Second time, say Buhari.
But there was one during that election. During that election, there was one woman that said, I don't know if I've said it on this podcast before, like an old lady during the election when she saw how everybody went crazy over Buhari and stuff. She said, we experienced Buhari when he was head of state, and we suffered. There was no food, and she said, I don't think anything will change. Everybody was shouting at this woman. Everybody said, shut up, it's a lie, it's not possible.
Rashida,
we saw it.
Even saying one woman, my aunties, my mom, they talk and they said during Buhari, is not what you young people think. So I'm curious, who created all those fairy tale stories?
I don't know. You know, he looks calm. You know, if you cannot see, you cannot look at Buhari.
Rashida, can you leave this calm thing?
Let us.
Tinubu, doesn't he look calm?
No, he doesn't look calm. No, he doesn't look calm. Do you know why? Because we've gone and we've read his stories. That's why it's good to do research on people.
It's because of these stories. If not, if they have watched him now, you will not talk this way.
No, we've seen Tinubu.
Rashida,
I know somebody listening
I'm giving you story. They gist you. They didn't pay me. I say I carry that pen and booklet. I had something to do at the hospital. Now, so I carry my pen and booklet. I think I escorted somebody. I had to locate the hospital cafeteria because they were showing.
Stop it.
They were compiling the votes. Come and see me. He paid me.
Your own is bad. Me, at least I was boarding with my family. We went for picnic there.
When we came back home, now to sit in front of TV.
No, we did that rubbish.
At that time,
because that thing is rubbish.
Twitter was killing.
Was on fire.
After they announced that Buhari has won, we were the people that were dancing on the road. We went away jubilating. So it paid me personally. Everybody has so much hope. How about the whole of Nigeria? Nigeria now.
Oh.
Have you forgotten? North, east, southwest.
Let me tell you this one that will
So
bust.
much hope.
Yes, let me tell you this one that will bust your head. When
Yeah.
Buhari was passing through
Hi.
Kaduna State, we were young, like the youth of Nigeria. We are still the youth, but that time we are the youth, the babies of Nigeria there.
Say this woman, was it not the year that you got married? She said, youth. See this old man, please, can you tell us something?
No, it was before the year I
Somebody
got
will
married.
think I will expose you.
When he was
say youth, which youth?
Before we come there, yesterday, me and Eusis were having our usual conversation on the phone, and we were remembering some old things. I said, Eusis, if somebody hear us now, they will know our real age. I swear, we should not be having these conversations. They will know our real age.
No, let's forget that one. No, it's painful.
We drove to the middle of the road. We went. He was passing. Look at all of us. We were the ones standing on the cars, waving. So you guys were the ones celebrating.
We were dancing on the street, Rashida. Did people sleep that day? Like the whole country was like in a high spirit. Everybody was happy.
You would think that we had just won the World Cup or something.
Yeah, at last there's hope for the country. That was
the beginning of
the one we passed, if I remember, when he took 6 months before appointing ministers that they are doing integrity check. Rubbish. He had one of the worst set of cabinet.
Yeah,
how can a minister spend 8 years secretary electing? 8 years they didn't change that minister. Rashida, I'm tired of talking about this thing. I beg. What brought about this?
What brought is the current situation that brought what? Yes, because we had to.
One thing will lead to another.
No, we had to go back in history so to get to where we are now. So there was something that led to where we.
And Buhari laid the precedent of what we're facing now.
He did.
The nonchalance he was displaying whilst he was president. Do you understand? They will kill people. This man will not say shit bad when she. As in, the whole thing, why are you complaining? He was doing Nigerians a favor. That kind of thing. What are you complaining about, right? The one that I would never forget is, I think there was an attack in Katsina.
That's his state. Don't forget that. You have to add that.
And he was in Katsina then.
Oh God.
This man did not go to the site. Osibanjo and some senators have to fly from Abuja to go there. He didn't go.
But you know something? There was an incident that happened during Buhari's tenure where he wasn't available and Osibanjo took over for some few days. Do you remember that time? And what Osibanjo did in those 2 days, Nigerians did not even.
Not 2 days. It's not 2 days. Let me remind you. You know, you were in Australia. You were chilling then. Every time Buhari travels, the rule is for his vice to take over.
Yeah.
What Osibanjo will achieve in those weeks or days, wow! It's so bad that I think there was so much corruption that was going on in what is the name of this agency? And Osibanjo fired. He fired the head of that agency.
Yeah, I remember that incident.
Don't forget something that was common and a group that was so strong in Buhari's presidency, the cabals.
No, the cabals were very strong. Even the wife was complaining about the cabals. They took over everything, including the wife and the children.
It was so bad that when he came back, they reinstated the woman. And it's not like Osibanjo just sacked her just like that. There were evidence, unrefuted evidence of the corruption is there. But they reinstated her.
I didn't even know that.
So many things were happening. Okay, let me give you one that will pain you. Do you remember this? They created a whole ministry, and there was rumor then that they say Sadial is his girlfriend. Remember that minister for humanitarian and whatever.
All I can remember with Osibanjo's incident was after that case, that was the end of it. He just became dormant in that administration, and we didn't see him that much again, and that was the end.
No, what they did was God forbid bad thing. The cabals, the Swagani Osibanjo was doing too much. What they did was, in Buhari is traveling, he doesn't hand over to the vice president.
Okay, that was
so the vice president will be in Nigeria, but Buhari was handling things in the UK. They will carry files
and send
to the UK. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So they just clipped Osibanjo's wing, Kigani, and he just ran with it. But I'm not taking him out of the problems that were part of Buhari's administration. This man was a professor.
Yeah.
In law. Yeah. A pastor. Waiting. Look at all the atrocities. And he wanted to wash himself publicly, I say it's a lie. It's a lie. Rashida, I'm tired of talking about
On that note, you
Buhari,
sis, let's
Buhari
have
and his
a prayer
thing.
of the day. Our prayer of this week is that, yeah, Allah, may we not experience a marriage that's in old age. You cannot lean on one another.
Amen.
You know what inspired this dua? I was scrolling on my timeline and I saw this old couple, and I think the husband had traveled. It looked like he had gone for maybe Umrah or something, and he was coming back. They were this Muslim
Okay.
couple, and she went to pick him in the airport, and you would think that she is a young girl. You can see she's very old. You know, when you're old and your body is like it has shrinked and your legs are not even that strong. And she came running, she opened her arms wide and she was running and he was running and they hugged each other. It was the most beautiful thing I've seen in a long time. And you could tell that they were really old. You could see his white beard. He was struggling to run. She was struggling to run, and they hugged each other in the airport. And somebody from up, I don't even think it was part of their family. Somebody from up just saw how beautiful it was and recorded it, shared it. So it was so beautiful. And you can tell that these two people have been in a marriage for a long time. They are leaning on each other and they are forgiving each other, whatever it may be, and they are just trying to end this life together in happiness, because I just feel that there's some, when you get to a certain point, there's no need, you know.
And
So it was so
adding to
beautiful.
what you just said, I saw one too. I think was it yesterday? Similar scenario, but this one, I think they were Europeans or something. So somebody was actually recording from afar. He got ice cream for both of them. Someone from white hair, like really old, minimum 80. So he was like, happy. They were in a park on a bench somewhere. The person followed this man handily, slowly, and he gave the wife the ice cream. Then they started eating the ice cream. I was like, if I can add to your prayer, you said we have a marriage where we can lean on each other at old age. I don't think the leaning on each other starts at old age, or Rashida.
I think,
Like you said, there were a lot of forgiveness. It's something that you start from the beginning.
You start
Then
from
it becomes part of you. I'm sure if you go and watch that video again, it's not like they're trying to do,
no, it's something
but
they
it's
are
like
used to
part of
doing.
them.
Yeah.
So it's not at old age.
You grow with these things.
But with this your prayer now, some people think it's when they reach
No,
old age
I'm
now
not saying
that
that
it will happen.
it's when you're old you will start it though. Please.
Why are you like this?
You can never get what you have not started from the beginning.
Thank you.
Don't go
Thank you. Like
and start saying that it's in old age that you want
don't
to
go by
start
saying
running.
no
You will break
problem.
your
When we
leg.
reach old age, it's going to be like that.
In that same
Rashida
light,
said when we
no, in
when
that same this thing, you know, you have seen videos of people, you have seen them, they are old, they are wrinkled, and they are still fighting each other. I've seen video of physical fights, not small fights. Please, I don't even want to talk about the bad parts. Let's just leave this our prayer as it is.
Let's use this one.
No, let's
Airport
use
and ice cream. It's perfect. It's
yes,
perfect.
it's perfect.
Like if I see the
Positivity.
video again, I'm going to send it to you. Hey,
Yeah.
look at him.
See, I love like those videos of like old people in love.
Right. Well, Rashida, may God help us. Why are you laughing now?
So,
In your mind, though, don't go and bust.
yes, let's go on the streets.
That's your second home.
The history of today is okay. Let us.
It's not even a good one.
Yeah, in case you don't know about the history of Nigeria and why we are at where we are now, please, you are welcome. Welcome to our TED Talk.
Governance in Nigeria.
I hope with those few information of ours, you will be able to come to a conclusion of the reasons why you are buying fuel at the price you are buying fuel now. This tweet said, when my brother was relocating abroad, he sold everything he had and left his car for me. He wanted to sell the car too, but fortunately for me, he didn't get a buyer. That was how I inherited my brother's car. I wanted to sell it and invest the money into our building, but my husband had a different idea. He said, instead of selling it, why don't I use it for Uber?
Okay.
That way, we can use the income for building instead. The idea was nice, so I gave him the car. A year later, the car became his private car.
You know they do Uber again?
He hasn't made a single sale, though he is registered with Uber. The fact is, my husband is not in a position to use a private car. His finances doesn't support it, but he is forcing himself to use the car. When it breaks down, he would take a loan to fix it. Sometimes buying fuel is so hard for him, he has to use upkeeping money to buy fuel so the house will starve.
Oh, because he has already used the money for upkeep.
To buy fuel.
Oh, wow.
I had enough and got angry, then put up a sale sign on the car. He removed it and warned me seriously never to try such again. Because he was using the car, all other financial responsibilities were left to me. If I asked for money for anything, he would tell me I have used my last money to buy a wiper or a tail light or the brake failed, so I had to replace it. I called my dad to come for the car, and he did. My husband said I have embarrassed him and exposed him to ridicule him in front of the world. Since then, he has refused talking to me. He hates to take public transport now because he can't bring himself back to that level again.
Okay. Nice one.
He gave me an ultimatum for 2 weeks to bring back the car. I didn't mind him, but now my marriage is suffering because of this. What should I do to restore her?
Hi, Rashida. For me, first thing first, there's
It's a
misplaced
difficult one, right?
priority it's not a difficult one. There's misplaced priority in their family. That's one. As you said, immediately she should sell the car and put the money realized into their building, right? You said you wanted to do Uber. Good idea. I want to ask you, in this your narration, this your story, you didn't tell me what goes on to do with the car. Is it that he goes to work with the car? What does he do? Is he working? Because if he said he wanted to
She
Uber,
never
that
said.
means
He
his
just
job
made it private. He's just using it to move. He's a big boy now, driving around. You know, some Nigerian mentality now. Some things you don't need to explain it. He just like the feeling of driving a car. He's a car owner.
So his family should suffer because of that feeling. And it's not even your car. That's the one that is paying me.
Now
you want to leave it up somebody else's car.
Because the thing had gotten to a point where she could not even like hide it anymore. And she said, to tell you the truth, he can't afford to maintain a car. Because if he buys fuel for the car, they don't even have money to feed. And all the responsibilities are on her.
Are poor people.
Yeah.
He has imagined one thing, right? And I'm sure this one is a no-brainer. He has gone and painted himself to be something that he's not.
He's not, yeah.
And he needs that.
Yeah.
It's not about the woman family. It's not about the marriage. It's that lie that he has portrayed that he has to maintain.
You did not hear that she said that he cannot go back to using public transport.
Because he's who now? Who is it that he will not use public transport? Who doesn't use public transport?
He's a car owner now. He has got to tell everybody that he bought the car. Because definitely he's not saying it's his wife's car.
Of course. And it's easy for me, since the same way you lied, you can still lie again to give them another story as to why you don't have the car. And she said
this is easier said than done.
Wait. She said her dad came and collected the car, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, that's what.
So it's above her now. Giving her ultimatum on top waiting that if she doesn't bring the dad, what will happen? The marriage will end.
I understand.
The whole thing is stupid.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
No, the whole thing is stupid. No, wait. Let me finish. Let me land.
Land.
Problem is, Rashida, the problem is we rationalize any rubbish that a man is doing. Look at something straightforward. You are saying it's not as easy as that. Number one, it's not your car. It is her car. You are not able to maintain it. It's either your family starve, then you use the car, or you let the car be and your family eat. It's as straightforward as anything.
Why are we? Yes, it is complicated. Why are we talking as if we don't know how people behave and we don't know how masculinity comes out when things like this happen? The house is now hot for her because of this thing. You don't know how they take. I understand that it's her car, but the way he will do it, you will not believe that it's her car.
The papa don't carry it, then she'll let him be. That's the problem with women. She's not at fault here.
She's not at fault, but the way he will treat her, you will think that she's at fault. Even her, she will start doubting herself. Do you understand where I'm coming from? She does not have. Now that house is hot for her. Let me just tell you.
I know the house is hot for her
because it's her that told her father to come and carry it. There's no explanation on this earth that you will tell that man. Now he's seeing that he's above above her. How dare her tell her father to come? She's embarrassing him after he has gone to tell everybody that he has a car, and now she wants to
Who
come and
asked him
then
to go and tell people that it's his car? You see, you are still rationalizing what who gives a damn what he went and told people. Did she tell him to go and tell
I'm
people
not
that it's
even
his car?
thinking about
So
him.
for
I'm
me,
thinking about
yes,
her. Right now, she's in big
Rashida,
shit in that house.
thank you very much. I understand perfectly what you're saying. No. So it's left to her now, right, to accept being treated badly because of a car that is not his, and she doing the right thing. Okay,
That's
what is
another
it? He will
point.
stop giving her food money.
He does not even used to give her food money before.
Do you understand? We always say this on this podcast, right? Women, so we have to be selfish and all that. So you cannot just say it. It's a process. It's not easy.
Yes,
She
I
cannot just say,
understand
"What
you
should I
see.
do?"
But the
She has to do
problem now
something.
is the problem now is, when you get to a point. Okay, for now, for example, if she has gotten to a point where she doesn't want the marriage again, she wants out, this behavior is rubbish, she cannot take it, then we can say, oh, but the fact that she wants her marriage and she still wants to be in that
I'm not
house,
even saying she
she
should
has to solve
go.
it.
I'm not saying she should go. You're not understanding my point. Oh my
Mm.
goodness. What's wrong with you now? I'm not saying she should go. Okay, he's behaving this way. You did the right thing. The house is hot for her. Okay, what she should do? Okay, she should go and bring back the car.
I'm not saying she should bring back the car.
Me, what I'm saying is she has to take the hard way, the hard part. She must do that thing that she doesn't want to do. It's either she be okay and ignore him totally because she didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't do
He will
anything wrong.
continue. See, men will make the house hot for you for doing less. Women are happy when some of their husbands are out of the house. So this is not, it's nothing new, but she has to do something about it, and she has to take the high road. She has to take some hard decisions. It's either she focus on her children. If you finish, what was it called? Ignoring her, what last he'll still come back. But if she
Ultimatum.
makes the mistake of bringing back that car,
No, she cannot
you
bring
say,
back
okay,
the
this
car
is what
now. Which car? Why will she bring back
So
the car? For what?
thank you very much. So it's something that she has to go through it. That's her reality now, right? She should just focus on her children and herself. He will be fine. Last, he'll be fine. Because this is they'll gaslight you now.
I said it's even
You are talking
gaslighting.
like you don't know, man. You will gaslight her like she killed somebody. For me, my advice for her is focus on your children and focus on yourself. He'll be fine. It's not his car. You should raise money and
But
buy
how?
his car.
Wait,
Somebody that cannot even eat. We see the way we are talking about car.
Why is he even fighting for a car that is not your own? They dash this. Her brother gave her this
Even
car.
giving ultimatum.
For
Okay,
car that is
Rashida,
not
you
your
said
own.
that you cannot even maintain. Be adding that part that you cannot even maintain.
That's even the
Number
issue
two,
here.
look at poor man or even giving ultimatum. Okay, Rashida, you did nothing wrong, and somebody is telling you that you have to go and bring a car or your marriage is at stake, and you are saying she wants the marriage. Where is the marriage? If somebody will give you an ultimatum, bring the car or you go. Where is the marriage?
But
Are you getting my point?
what I'm
Where is the
saying here,
marriage?
there's a difference between a man misbehaving and you trying to say, I can't take it any longer, I'm leaving, and you trying to fix what you think is fixable. Now she is trying to fix what she thinks is fixable. She's trying that the car should be left with her father and everything in her house should come back to normal. But the man has given her ultimatum now and said that she should go and bring the car. This car is not your own. They dash you people. Two of you cannot even afford the car.
So Rashida, okay, what's your own advice now? Since what I'm saying, what's your own advice now?
I don't have advice now. That's why I'm arguing with you. If I had advice, why would I?
See, you keep saying she wants to save marriage. It's the one that said she should choose bringing car or the marriage. The lady never said
I'm just thinking of her mental health in this situation now.
Thank you
because
very much.
That house is, I know that house is hot for her and hot for her children.
Who made it hot?
It's the husband. So what are they going to do with the husband now? Where are they going to take him to?
That's what I'm saying. The only thing she can do now, since she wants to be in that house, is to ignore him. She cannot beat him. She will not bring the car, right? To itself, now by the grace of God. So do you even have time to be looking at what the man is doing? Or focus on your children and how they will eat?
I just think she's under the pressure of feeding the house while her husband is feeding the car. And now that the car is gone, she's under a lot of pressure of having a man throwing tantrums. So I don't even know for them.
Rashida, please. Our culture, right, and our society, they are the one that have enabled this rubbish.
They have.
an educated person, matured person, advising a woman that when she's buying a property or
she
car
should
or
put her
anything, that she
husband's
should
name.
use her husband's name.
Yep.
Like your name is invalid. So this whole
You-
thing now,
You know you fed that
it
from heaven.
stems from this rubbish. No,
That's
which
what it
heaven?
looks.
Back of tree. Who gave you heaven? You fell from the back of a tree. Use your husband's name because your name is invalid now. You don't have a name.
I'm telling you that the issue here is that he has already gone to tell everybody that he bought a car. He has gone to beer parlor. He has celebrated that car since that day.
They have washed the car. They have even washed the car. They do washing.
And don't be surprised that she was part of the people that did the celebration.
No. She would have mentioned it.
You think
from
so?
Your story.
No.
Don't.
That's why I said.
Do you know why I said
surprised? No? Don't be surprised that she was.
Do you know why I said?
Because she just said that they will tell you that.
From her narration, from the narration, she said the first thing that came to her mind is even to sell the car and we use the proceeds for the building. Do you understand? That's the first thing she said. Then number two, when he brought the idea of Uber, she saw that it was a good idea. Income will be coming into the family now. So I think in that aspect, she's kind of reasonable financial wise. The reason why she even let him have the car that time is because of that Uber. And from your narration, she said she has never seen one kobo from that Uber. It's only to repair wiper, tail light, and everything. So she's still expecting that he will eventually use the car for Uber.
Yeah.
That's why I said I doubt if she's part of people that will wash the car. That is his own. Hi, women are seeing things. Yeah.
I know she's going through
inferiority complex.
Yeah. I know that she's going through a lot.
What is a car? I wish her all the best, yeah.
You sis, don't wish her all the best. Please tell her something.
I already told her now. You didn't even say anything. You're just
my sister. God is your strength. The next one is I saw this video of this lady. She's in her 80s or so, and somebody said they asked her this question, like, what is something that happened in your life that you still can't believe? She said the plane crash, and the lady interviewing her said, oh, the plane crash, tell me more. And she said that she met this man and she really loved him, but she couldn't be with him because she was married. She said 3 years later she got a phone call and this person said, oh, there was a plane crash and your husband just died in the crash.
Ooh.
And then she said, and I was able to marry my beloved 3 months later.
This one, if it was in Nigeria, they'll say he's the one that killed him. 3 months later.
3 months later, she was able to marry her real love. The former husband was not her real love. I saw it, I said,
he was standing in the way of the real love.
Yes, I said, women are bold though.
Fear women. Rashida, you people should fear God. You see, there's this joke that usually goes around on Twitter. I say, don't let your husband stop you from seeing the love of God. So this is the real case of not letting your husband let you marry the real love of your life.
I'm telling you, 3 months later,
she be 80.
Yes.
Somebody
be playing.
Somebody said life is not a Nollywood movie.
Yes, you're wasting your time if you think that it's is she the one that killed him? She's not the one that killed him now. She said 3 months later she married her.
But she for wait, Rashida. Even if it's 1 year, Rashida, you that used to like solving my problem, if it's a man now, will you be laughing?
No, I'm not laughing now. This is a serious issue. What do you mean I'm laughing? This is a serious issue.
Rashida, it's not fair. If it's a man now, you say
no, because this is a rare occurrence.
That's too short.
This is a very, very rare occurrence.
Actually.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Wow.
On that note, another lady wrote in, I cheated on my husband. He caught me and I begged for his forgiveness. He forgave me, but he started planning divorce. This is the same man I have forgiven several times for cheating. But just this once, he wanted to embarrass me by ending the marriage. I did all I could, but he didn't back down from the plan. The only option was to let him go. I'd rather be a widow than allow him humiliate me. we lost him, I have been mourning and getting all the respect I deserve as a wife. I could not believe what I read. I said,
You said let him
I said-
go. I thought, okay, she now reigned. She came to
she
terms with the
left.
fact that they have to separate.
She became a widow.
Yes.
Yes, sis, I blinked my eyes like this 3 times to see if I was
What am I
reading it.
reading?
What am I reading? You know that we read like 10 men problem. When we read one woman problem,
Woman, it will
it will,
squash.
it will be very, very heavy. Very, very heavy.
Consider dear woman. She said they have their money, no. Himself, you have been doing. She said only her own is only one time. Was it not just yesterday? They were discussing on Twitter X that cheating for men and women is different.
It's
You know, they
different.
created that
Yeah.
rubbish
Because two
excuse
of you are
now
not
to
human beings now.
that is different.
One is a
For
donkey,
women,
one is
it's
a
emotional. For a man, it's physical.
physical.
Oh, you didn't hear that one?
Yes. You sis, I'm
Mm-mm.
tired of going on the street, please. I hand over to you, please. What do you have on the streets?
Rashida, this one, I was like, no. When some people talk about their experience and stuff, you be like, you thought things were bad. Then some people open their mouth and be like, okay, I don't know. I'm sure you know Oloni now on Twitter.
Okay.
You'll be like, ladies, you now ask the questions and ladies will be answering it, posting their experience and stuff. This time around, I think last week she said, ladies, how did you realize you hated your boyfriend or husband?
Gege.
Rashida. Let me read some of them.
Okay.
And you know, say the streets are not smiling. So one lady said, he walked over to me, passed the table of drinks to interrupt my conversation, and asked me to get him a drink. I asked him to explain why his legs and hands suddenly stopped working if his long throat still does.
Can you imagine?
As far as she's there,
he cannot do
serve his
anything.
drink.
Yeah, he won't do anything for
No. She
himself.
will leave that conversation and go and pour him a drink.
Wow.
President General
Among
of
the
the
nation.
nation. The second was this lady said, when I told him I was sexually abused as a child,
Yeah.
and he told me, so I won't be your first. And he laughed.
That's the only thing he said.
Somebody was telling you she was sexually abused
And that's your
as a
reply.
child. And your reply is, I'm not your first. Do you see how they center themselves on everything? Anyway, another lady said he wanted to stay friends with the very young men he was having an affair with for over a year, including while I was pregnant. After I found out, and he said he would end the romance. Talking about this one, she said she was pregnant. I read a report, Rashida, that said that some men behave worse when their women are pregnant. That but two leading cause of their death is their husbands while they are pregnant.
I saw another report that says that
Shocked.
pregnant women are more vulnerable.
Yes.
During pregnancy.
Anyway, this lady said, I knew I hated my boyfriend when he wouldn't stop complaining about how much overtime I worked, why he lived with his mom, and collected unemployment benefits after being fired from his second job in less than a year. Rashida, sometimes you see the sign, but you know, women,
yes,
you see sign, koro.
Yeah.
But you say no, it
I will
cannot
change
be.
him. I will change him. He will change.
Why did you say that, Rashida?
He will
That I
change
will
because
change him
of
is
me.
Lastly, this woman said she realized she hated her boyfriend when he kissed me goodnight, saying see you tomorrow, and I prayed I wouldn't wake up in the morning. She rather die than see him in the morning.
No,
Why
that's
are
bad.
you there?
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Then why are you in a relationship with that person if you hate him that much? She prayed she wouldn't wake up in the morning. Oh, mom.
No, that's bad. That's deep.
Rashida, if you see replies, I say what? No. So that's some of the replies she got, and I was like, women are going through it, Sha. That's what I have for you on the streets.
Sis, and on that note, we'll say thank you for listening to the podcast thus far. Hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did recording it. Don't forget to do all the good stuff, and we'll see you again next week.
When Rashida has turned this episode to political, please, people, don't mind her. Thank you for staying with us thus far. Kindly follow our social media handles. It's at the Chill Sisters Podcast, both on Instagram and TikTok. Send us an email, chillsisterspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a good week. Bye.